if you are bogged down with learning how to draw good looking portraits, then don't worry. Today I'm going to give you a solution on how to both practice portraits effectively and also have fun while doing that. So let's get right into it. The first step is kind of anticlimactic. You need to warm up. I mean, if you're going to warm up before a workout, why not warm up before you draw? Most professionals do this, and it does not have to be complicated. I just draw a bunch of different spheres. I maybe sketch a little face onto one of them, and then I will go through Pinterest or something and I'll look at faces that I want to draw or sculptures or something. I pick one that I like and I'll spend like 5-10 minutes just drawing that, and you can see that right now on the screen. Again, nothing too complicated. The shading is very, very simple. And I drew this guy and I was like, oh, okay, I kind of like this pose. I like this lighting. So let's do this drawing once again, but instead of 5 to 10 minutes, we can take like an hour to 3 hours, something like that. So let's get into that. Let's get into the real meat and potatoes of the video. The first step is figure out your composition. I do this by just drawing in a very light oval on different parts where I think it would look good. The only tips I have for this is draw the oval very lightly. So if you don't like it, you can remove it and it's not noticeable. And the second tip is that it is better usually to draw it above the horizontal center line, that oval, than below. And when it's below, it kind of looks like it's getting crushed by the drawing in a way. It doesn't look as interesting. And the next step is a little bit weird, right? So usually you would like draw a Loomis head or whatever, or draw an oval and start to follow along that oval to add all your facial features. But in my case, sometimes during these slightly shorter portraits, I tend to ignore that and I start with the silhouette. And I'm drawing a profile, which is, in this case, it's super convenient, but you can do a silhouette in whatever pose. It'll just be a bit more difficult. And I try to get the curves and lines that I really want. As you can see, I try to draw this guy's hair in and his forehead and eyebrows, and I didn't quite like how it turned out the first time, so just erase it all, and then I draw it in again. And keep in mind, draw super lightly at the stage, because if you mess it up, you don't really want that to be super visible. And the advantage to this is that this is a very easy way to get started, and you're not going to get bogged down by all the complicated anatomy. You just use a set of simple, slightly curved or straight lines to contain that shape. And then after that, you can use more complicated techniques to fill that shape in and kind of have a more interesting final result. To start the facial features for this simplified method, I just dumb it down again to a few curves. For the eyebrows, I do this sort of zigzag W shape, and then a slanting, very gentle C curve downwards. Because this is a profile, I only need to do this once. If it was a full on, I'd have to do this twice, obviously, for both eyebrows. And for the lips, I am just going to have a line that separates the top and bottom. And for that, it's just going to be a simple S curve. And then finally for the nose, it can be very simple. Again, from the profile look, one straight line here, a gentle C curve at the bottom, and then another straight line up. And in real life, it would be actually curved for the sort of wing of the nostrils. And a lot of these lines, they don't actually exist that much in real life. I mean, they're just shorthands. For example, obviously we don't have a hard line on our eyebrows, right? Even the sharpest turns of the human body aren't really that sharp. They all have gradual tonal shifts to them. And again, these are just very nice visual shorthands for the main shapes, which is the eyebrows, the nose, and the lips. And with this method, for the eyes, I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm not going to, again, focus on the anatomy. I just focus on the top lid and the bottom lid and the shadows that they will have. I will draw this sort of curving line, which I know should be in shadow on the top and on the bottom. And then for the iris area, I just draw in a little circle, a little sort of circular shape, and that is it. I can sort of do a bit of smoke and mirrors, and I just have a lot of shading that will still look interesting, but I don't actually have to put in as much time to get this very detailed anatomy. And then let's go back to the lips really quickly. A very useful technique is that try to avoid actually fully drawing the outline of both top and bottom lips. I usually only do it for the top lip because it has a sort of visible hard shadow, because it's very often facing away from the light. The actual bottom lip has a very gentle kind of swell to it. Other than the facial features, there are obviously other areas of the portrait of the head. For areas like the forehead and the cheekbones, shading gets a lot simpler because you can often camp the head into two areas, into two different facing areas. In this case, it's the side and the front. Anything on that temple side, obviously where your temple is going to be facing away from the light, because in this scenario, the light is kind of coming from above and to the front of the head. So all that area is in shadow. Another area that is very often going to be in shadow is the cheekbone area. You just draw a sort of very smooth, bulging shape right below the eyeball, and then shade around it for the cheekbone. And that has covered the majority of the face, and this is good enough for most portraits, this simple checklist. Apart from the ears, which I have covered in a separate video because the anatomy on it I find is a bit more complicated, and with my time constraint, I do not spend a lot of time on shading. I just did some very light pencil strokes for light and shadow and kind of a smooth gradient. You can spend no time, a lot of time on this stuff. It's really up to you. To me, it's not very technically difficult, so I don't spend a lot of time to practice it. So this set of simplifications is typically enough to get you through a whole portrait. All those different shorthands for the facial features and the shading, all that usually gets me through these shorter drawings. I hope you guys found this very useful and entertaining, and I will see you guys in the next video.